There comes a turning point in life where we must choose between only two things: fear or freedom. All of us are living in our own worlds. Someone's world is filled with the fear of money. Someone else carries the fear of people's judgment. Some carry the fear of the future. Some, the fear of failure. And the most dangerous thing, this fear slowly roots itself into our bones. We don't even realize that we have stopped being the owners of our own lives and have become tenants of fear. But there was a boy, a child who rose from the dangerous streets of Queens, New York. A boy who decided he would not bow down before fear. Once he was shot. A second time. A third time. But he didn't stop. His name was 50 Cent, and his story influenced the world's sharpest strategist Robert Greene so deeply that together they wrote The 50th Law, a book with only one rule: fear nothing. In this world, whoever moves forward by becoming fearless. Everyone else gets left behind. In today's story, we will walk the path that helped 50 Cent fight bullets, rise from poverty, and stand among the world's most successful artists and businessmen. We will not just understand the 50th law today. We will feel it. Imagine South Jamaica Street in Queens, 2 a.m. A police siren blares somewhere in the distance. Some people sit on the footpath, some deals are going on. And in the middle, a 1-2-year-old boy whose eyes hold not fear, but hunger, ambition, and the stubborn will to grab life with both hands. His name is Curtis Jackson, who the world will later know as 50 Cent. His mother, a drug dealer. When he was only 8 years old, she had already shown him her world. A world where survival is the biggest rule, but fate was merciless. One day, his mother died under mysterious circumstances. Curtis was alone in the middle of poverty, gangs, and violence. But inside him, there was one thing: fearlessness. He said, "When life took away the most precious person I had, that is when I understood there was nothing left to fear." First turning point at 15, he earned money for the first time. Not legal, but legal by the rules of the streets. He was sharp, very sharp. Every day among hundreds of dangers, he learned one thing: the one who fears quickly, dies quickly. Second turning point. A few years later, 50 Cent made a decision. No more illegal life, now music. His voice was different. His honesty was raw. His story burned like a living fire. But fear attacked again, this time in the form of humans. One day when he was standing outside his grandmother's house, 9 bullets were fired at him. 9. But 50 Cent survived. His voice changed. His way of speaking changed. And his thinking became harder, sharper, crystal clear. Life had taken everything, but it had also taken away his fear. He said, "The moment I realized I could have died, that is the moment I stopped fearing anything." Third turning point, coming out of the hospital. He rewrote his entire life. He stayed locked in the studio, recording day and night, seeing only one vision: no one can stop me, because I am not afraid. Soon Eminem heard him, then Dr. Dre, and then everything changed. 50 Cent, who had never had a proper meal, became the world's most dangerous, bold, and fearless music icon. When Robert Greene heard his story, he said, "This is not a rapper's story. This is a philosophy. A law that says real power comes only when you fear nothing." Now we will understand chapter by chapter what this 50th law truly is and how to apply it in your own life. Chapter 1. Move toward reality. Accept. Reality life begins exactly where we leave illusions behind and place our feet on the ground of truth. The world of the mind is always comfortable, because there we see only what pleases us. But the real world is not always soft. It is hard, cold, and often as bitter as the taste of truth. The 50th law teaches us this first rule: see reality as it is, not less, not more. But the real problem is not that the world is difficult. The real problem is that we refuse to accept it as difficult. We create a fake comfort zone in our minds, where everything feels manageable, where we tell ourselves convincing stories, where we think tomorrow everything will be fine without any change. But the day a person starts living on illusions, that very day their growth stops. Reality can be uncomfortable, yes, but growth always waits on the other side of discomfort. No transformation happens in the comfort zone. There is only a quiet stagnation that looks stable from outside but slowly makes a person hollow from within. Seeing reality doesn't just mean knowing what is happening. The real meaning of seeing reality is, what am I going to change after seeing this? Decisions made on illusions produce results as hollow, incomplete, and temporary as illusions themselves. Reality can hurt us, but that same hurt shapes us. It teaches us how the world works, how people think, how systems operate, and where we need to position ourselves. When you see the real world, your mind sharpens, your instincts become sharp, and your decisions become crystal clear. The essence of this chapter fits in one line. See real, take real decisions. Take real decisions, get real success. And this is the first step that takes any person onto the path of fearlessness. Chapter 2. Self-Reliance. Depend on yourself. There comes a time in life when a person understands the world is not going to stop for them. Nobody can fully feel their pain. Nobody can fight their battles for them. Nobody can lift their future off their shoulders and carry it on their own. Chapters 3 and 4. 50 Cent understood this very early. No one is coming to save you. The real strength of self-reliance is born not where hope breaks, but where it relocates. Onto yourself. A person doesn't become strong when they have everything. They become strong when they realize all they have is themselves. And that is enough. In the world, dependency is often mistaken for comfort. But that very dependency makes a person weak. When we think someone else will manage things for us, someone else will make our path easy, someone else will solve our problems, we slowly lose our own potential. Dependency can give you support for a while, but gradually it weakens your very spine. The strength of self-reliance is different. It is the quiet power that stabilizes you from within. When you know that whatever comes, you can fight it, handle it, rise from it, your stride, your confidence, your vision all change. Life's game is not for those who lean on others. It belongs to those who need no support to stand. Self-reliance does not mean cutting yourself off from the world. It means understanding that your roots are within you, not outside. And when a person learns to rely on themselves, no storm can bring them down. Chapter 3. Turn fear into power, make fear your weapon. Fear is a strange thing. It is far deeper and cleverer than it appears. Ignore it, it grows. Suppress it, it returns in another form. Run from it, it never stops chasing you. There is only one way to defeat fear: face it directly. This is exactly what 50 Cent understood, and that became his greatest strength. Most of us see fear as a wall, cold, vast, and impossible. But the truth is, fear is not a wall, it is fog. From a distance, it looks dense, but when you step into it, it begins to come within your grasp. The first step of facing fear is the hardest, but that very step awakens all the energy within. When you stand before fear, something strange happens. A trembling stirs inside you. The heart beats faster. The mind sharpens. The senses awaken. This is fear's real power. Avoid it, and it will eat you from within. Seize it and use it, and that very fear becomes your greatest energy. Every great growth, every breakthrough, every extraordinary transformation in life lies on the other side of fear. Chapter 4. Create your own opportunity. The world's greatest illusion is that opportunities will knock at a specific time, in a specific way, through a specific door. As if in some magical moment everything will change. But the truth is, opportunities quietly get lost in the noise of the world. And often, they never reach those who simply sit and wait for them. This chapter of the 50th Law reminds us, opportunities are not found, they are made. People who spend their lives waiting for their fate never understand that fate only works when you take the first step. No door opens on its own without action. 50 Cent never cried over his circumstances. He didn't wait for someone to recognize his talent, for someone to give him a chance, or for someone to build a path for him. He carved his own path, created his own opportunities, brought his own voice to the world on his own terms. For him, opportunity was not a ready gift. It was a crafted creation. When you create opportunities for yourself, you take control into your own hands. You are no longer dependent on your environment. You start shaping that environment. You don't rely on luck. You build strategy. You don't search for paths. You create them. Life's greatest transformation comes when you understand that opportunities don't fall from the sky. They are born from your decisions, your hard work, and your courage. Chapter 5. Keep moving. Stopping in life, however peaceful it may look from the outside, slowly destroys you from within. A person is not made to be still. The mind, body, and thinking all feel alive only when they keep moving. This is why stagnation is called death in this book, and movement is called life. When a person stops moving forward, they slowly lose the fire within. Their dreams begin to fade, their desires weaken, and their capability becomes imprisoned in a closed room. The greatest deception of stopping is that it feels comfortable, but that same comfort eats your energy like a silent poison. Movement doesn't mean running fast. Movement simply means today is a little better than yesterday. One small step, one small change, one small progress. This 1% improvement sounds small, but when combined with consistency, this small progress becomes the foundation of big change. And this consistent movement makes you unstoppable from within. The greatest truth of life is the more you keep walking, the more the path keeps forming. Doors open only when you keep knocking consistently. Chapter 6. Know your environment. The world is not just a stage. Every place, every industry, every environment runs with its own rules, its own language, its own psychology, and its own hidden dynamics. Those who enter the field trusting only their talent often lose to the very things they never tried to understand. This chapter of the 50th Law says, if you want to win, you must first understand the field you are playing in. When 50 Cent entered the music industry, he didn't come just as an artist. He came with an observing mind, sharp, quiet, and constantly noticing every small and big thing. He read people, understood their intentions, recognized power dynamics, and learned the unwritten rules of the industry, the very rules on which the entire system stood. Success in any environment doesn't come from talent or hard work alone. It comes from the right understanding, knowing what works where, who influences whom, what is in demand, and where the gaps are that you can break through. This is real wisdom. Knowing the environment doesn't mean becoming like others. It means carefully absorbing the air, the rhythm, the politics, and the psychology of the place where you stand. When you understand the field, you learn to predict. When you can predict, strategy becomes easier. When strategy is easy, victory becomes a process, not luck. Chapter 7. Master your emotions. Become the owner of your feelings. When you look at 50 Cent's early journey, one thing becomes immediately clear. He didn't win in life because he was the strongest. He won because he knew how to keep control over his emotions. On the streets, one rule runs: the one who can't keep their mind calm has already lost before the game begins. 50 Cent learned very early that anger, revenge, fear, or panic are not the enemy. But if they are not kept in check, they can become your greatest weakness. On the streets, people can smell weakness. If the other person sees that you are scared, angry, or about to act in haste, bringing you down becomes easy. He once said, "When I am calm, That is when I am most dangerous. Because a calm mind gives you two things: clarity and power. Emotions, when mastered, are not suppressed, they are understood, played with, not fought against. Chapter 8. Respect the hard times. Difficult times are not just a phase. They are life's greatest teacher. We often see them as a curse, and this very perspective makes us weak. But the 50th law teaches us hardship does not only hurt, it prepares you. It brings out the hidden strength within you. 50 Cent adopted this lesson in his own life. He made difficult times not just something to endure, but a weapon to use for himself. Hard times shape us, sharpen us, give us a new perspective. For 50 Cent, difficult times were not just obstacles. They were challenges to be conquered. Every difficulty made him stronger, refined his strategy, made his decisions clearer. Hardship kept him away from complacency and made him fearless. Respecting difficult times means, instead of passively enduring them, you actively embrace them, accept them, understand them, and pull out from within yourself the strength that can be developed nowhere else. Hard times cannot break you, but if you look at them the wrong way, they can break your inner peace and confidence. Chapter 9. Be aggressive. The distance between success and mediocrity in life is often determined by our boldness. Those who always play it safe get stuck in mediocrity. Those who make calculated, fearless, aggressive moves achieve breakthroughs. For 50 Cent, being aggressive didn't mean being impulsive or reckless. It meant forcing opportunities, challenging obstacles, and showing the world he was not passive. Bold moves create momentum in your actions. When you move with calculated aggression, you have initiative. You are no longer a passive participant in the game. You become its creator. Safe play keeps you in illusions. Bold play puts you in reality. Safe play makes you predictable. Bold play makes you unforgettable. Chapter 10. Calculate the risk. Being bold and being calculated are two different things. Real boldness never means taking unnecessary risks. Bold means every step is taken with thought and understanding. 50 Cent analyzed the environment before every move. He didn't think, just do it and see what happens. He thought, if I take this step, what are the possible outcomes? What could the consequences be? And how do I stay prepared so damage is minimized? This calculation made him not reckless, but unstoppable. Taking a risk doesn't just mean ignoring fear. It means consciously evaluating your capabilities, resources, and options, and making an informed decision. Fearlessness and intelligence together is real power. Chapter 11. Led with purpose. Direction and momentum in life are two different things. No matter how fast you run, if the direction is unclear, energy is wasted. The 50th law says people who have purpose carry an invincible strength within them. 50 Cent's every step was not just action, it was purpose-driven action. Purpose works like an internal compass. It tells you which step is meaningful and which is just noise. When purpose is clear, your effort, your strategy, and your focus align effortlessly. Purpose-driven momentum is never random. It is continuous, relentless, and unstoppable. When you know why you are moving forward, obstacles don't frighten you. Difficulties can't slow you down, they only test your strategy and creativity. Clear purpose doesn't just mean goal setting. It means being completely aligned with your identity, your values, and your vision. This alignment makes you unstoppable and creates within you a relentless momentum that never ends. Chapter 12. Fear nothing. The 50th law's heart is this one message: become fearless. Don't let fear become the master of your decisions. Fearlessness doesn't mean the absence of fear. Fear will always be present. Fear is natural, instinctive. The real art is acknowledge fear, understand it, but don't let it control your decisions. For 50 Cent, fearlessness was not just an attitude, it was a strategy for survival and growth. He didn't run from fear, he faced it. He turned uncertainty into opportunity. This fearless approach made him unstoppable, because no force in the world could stop him. Fearlessness also means you don't remain dependent on external situations. No external threat, no criticism, no failure can control your internal state. When you work from strategy and clarity instead of fear, your power automatically grows. Have you ever thought how many roads we take in life just to avoid one thing? Fear. We don't fulfill our dreams because we fear failure. We don't walk our truth because we fear what people will say. But 50 Cent, a man who looked death in the face, taught us, the thing you fear most is the very thing that can give you the most freedom. Fearlessness is the ultimate freedom and the ultimate power. Write in the comments, fear nothing. Subscribe to One Book.